my Jen, she the heart of the city. Beautiful life shining cause her spirit run pretty. Touching every block, every youth, every man. Walking angel on duty with a God level plan. Jennifer, blessings flow where she stands. She lift up the world with the work of her hands. Yeah, She pouring.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Voices of the Village. We hope that as you join us today, that you would be inspired, that you would gain a word of wisdom, and that something in you that you've been craving, you would get a message to go ahead and learn how to fulfill that craving. We thank you for your time and energy listening to us. And today I am honored to have Tavaughn as my guest here on Voices of the Village. Thank you again for joining us, and I'm honored to be able to have this conversation with you and that we have an opportunity to share it with the world. So let's just start with a little bit about who you are and your story.
Okay. Thanks again for having me, Miss Jen. I'm truly honored by you having me here today. I'm born and raised from Baltimore. I was a Army baby. I traveled a lot when I was very young. My father was in the military. And, you know, he left us at a young age. So my mom was a single mother, raised 2 kids. But we had a big family. And our family was very family-oriented. So they instilled a lot of great things in us as young adults, you know, growing up in Baltimore City. I have 2 kids now, and I'm just trying to be the best father, best person I can be.
Thank you. So why did you choose to be a mentor? So I'm sure you've had other careers in your life, but why was mentorship something that you decided to transfer into?
So I started doing mentorship before I came to Lead for Life. I had an opportunity to work for the D.C. government with the juvenile system. And those youth were actually incarcerated. So I worked there for 2 years before I came here. And, you know, just giving back to those kids, just seeing how they are. They're charged with some serious crimes there. And so I seen how the kids just took to me as a person because, you know, my story was similar to theirs growing up. And once I left there and I got worried about Lead for Life and mentorship, I said, I'd be a great mentor for the youth. Mm-hmm. And that's what led me here.
Thank you. So as a youth, did you have any involvement in the juvenile justice system?
I never went to the juvenile justice system. Unfortunately, my first charge as a youth, it went adult.
Okay.
So I went straight to the adult jail. So.
Do you mind sharing a little bit about that experience?
Not at all. I was 17. I caught my first drug charge, but I was a juvenile at the time. And, I got put on juvenile house arrest. Mm-hmm. And then, 2 months after I caught that, I caught another charge for attempted murder and a bunch of other stuff that happened. And that sent me to the Baltimore County Jail Detention Center where I was around, grown men. I did 4 months there, went to court, and we actually beat the charge, so I came home after that. And then after that, I turned 18, so it was no more, everything you do after that is real. So, mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great. Thank you for sharing that. So even though you only were in the jail for a small time period, was there anyone while you were in there that had a message for you as a young black man?
I would say so. For some reason, all my life, older gentlemen just took to me, right? Maybe because I'm a little reserved. I do more listening than talking, right? Man, a few words, and I pay attention. And for whatever reason, they just took to me. And,
Right.
They just like took me under their wing.
Have you ever had a mentor in your journey?
I haven't never had a mentor per se, but my grandfather was my idol growing up. Just a hard-working man, loved his family, took care of everybody. But I lost him. I think I was about 18 when I lost him.
Okay.
But I had him for 18 years, so I was able to be a sponge and absorb a lot of his good, qualities.
So, looking at the impact that your grandfather had on you, in my book, I had a village raising my son because I was a single mom, and how important my village was to me. And I feel like today in 2026, we don't necessarily have the village anymore. So, maybe can you reference, like, even in Baltimore City, like, people still did what they did. The murder rate was always high, but there still was a presence of a village. Can you tell me what you see the difference being now from the time when you were growing up?
Yes. Back then, you had your neighbors, right? You had other family members that got involved, right? If you see your kid doing something, your neighbor will step in. They might say something to the kid. They might say something to you. Nowadays, it's like everybody's trying to mind their business, or they just don't want to be involved, right? Because nowadays people are more defensive than anything, right?
Agreed.
So, it's like I ain't got nothing to do with me, so I'm not getting involved,
Right.
and that's just how it is now.
Do you think that there'll be a shift? Do you think at some point in time people are going to get tired of, in a sense, doing this alone and maybe go back to the generation of time where the village was present?
I believe so. I believe that times always shift back, right? I think everything comes full circle, but I pray that it happens, though. I pray because we need it.
So what characteristics are needed to bring that type of community back?
People need to care more, right? Versus, like I said, just feeling like they're going to mind their business. Also, we need the respect factor back, right? Because a lot of the youth now don't respect their elders, right? Some of them don't even respect themselves, so it's kind of hard for them to respect anybody else, right? So I know versus when I was coming up, you couldn't disrespect your elder. That was unheard of.
Especially in public.
Unheard of. But now it's like that's the thing to do. So.
Yeah. It drives me bananas to see, like, even on the bus, no one will get up and sit down for the elderly. No one will hold the door for the elderly. You see the elderly walking and holding bags. Like, I can't tell you how many times I stopped with my son in the car for us to pick up an elderly person who we didn't know to go ahead and bring them home with their bags. Like, it was safe to do that. We thought about it, right? It was in our forefront. How do we take care of our community? Our community wasn't just the youth. Our community was the elderly. Our community was the disabled. Our community was, that auntie who's taking care of her nieces and nephews and was struggling to pay for the Pop Warner fee, or, just for their kids to be able to get out and maybe play baseball or football or something. And so I really feel like that has totally gone to the wayside. No one is being thoughtful. No one is even giving anyone grace of how tired this elderly person may even be. And we're not even just simply offering a seat on the bus for them. And so I really hope that the work that we do here at Lead for Life and the work that mentorship represents can bring some of that back.
Agreed.
So what are some of the life lessons that you've learned as a mentor?
Let's see, as a mentor, I would say and it's kind of always been in me to be nice, right? To care, to be giving. So I just kind of brought myself into doing mentorship, right? And it was like easy because it's a genuine thing, it's sincerity, right? It's not like you're acting, trying to, because it's not about the money. Of course, we all want to get paid for services, right? But it's okay to just be a good person.
Right. And it's okay to also get paid to be a mentor.
Absolutely.
People always look at me like, that's not mentorship. Absolutely it is. Dealing with the population that we deal with, these kids aren't voluntarily coming to meet with you. Like, we are chasing them down. We are having to meet them in the school parking lot. We're having to bang on their doors until they open them. We're sit in our cars for an hour, go back and bang on the door again, to show them that we're going to keep showing up. And so is there any life lesson that you can share with us that you've gained?
Sure. Well, I get joy, so I'll say I get joy out of seeing the youth that we take care of smile, right? And like you said, sometimes it's not easy dealing with them, right? They give you a hard time, but you see the work come full 10 when after so long are you dealing with them, how they changed. Now how they want you to come get them, how they want you, how they ask for certain mentors now, right? They want to hang with you. They want to learn what you got to teach them, right? And that's just a beautiful thing to see.
What is a nugget that you can give to the community and to the world of the importance of mentorship?
I would say, mentorship could be with youth or adults, right? I would just say mentorship as a whole. Anybody that you can teach that's willing to learn from you. Mentorship doesn't never stop.
Right.
It does never stop. It's every day. You can be teaching anybody something every day.
Yeah. Well, I thank you for your time and spending some time with me today. The one thing that I am walking away with is you made some really poor choices, in your younger / maybe later teen years, depending how people see it. But you went in and you learned your lesson.
Absolutely.
And for the youth that are out here struggling, like, we all make poor choices, period, point blank. There's very seldom that you have a youth that's not making poor choices. But just because you've made a few poor choices doesn't mean that you need to continue to make those choices. And so it's really important for them to know, like, yeah, I messed up. I've really messed up in this area. But now I have control and I can take this back. Now I can go ahead and take my experience that I just had and not make it again. Now, the factors that go into that are, do I need to change my friends? Is the environment that I'm living in contributing to this? Do I have an auntie that I can go stay with? Or I'm getting ready to be 18 years old. Do I need to find somewhere else to relocate to remove myself from these opportunities that I'm allowing myself to be engaged with? So I thank you for your time. I thank you for the gems that you've been able to provide to people. And I just thank you for your work. So thank you.
I appreciate that very much.
If you don't mind, I'd like my hug as we transition out.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Big Mama Jen, she the heart of the city. Beautiful life shining cause her spirit run pretty. Touching every block, every youth, every man. Walking angel on duty with a God level plan. Jennifer, blessings flow where she stands. She lift up the world with the work of her hands. Yeah, yeah, yeah.